LJ?
Yeah?
I really want to see the new recap review. Where can I go?
Well, I'll tell you, little Johnny. If you head on over to vessel.com/the TTV channel, you'll find all of our content, recap reviews, mock spotlights, and more, on Vessel a week early. That's right, a full 7 days before we release it on YouTube. Not only that, but content from tons of other creators all across the internet. In order to access it, you need to sign up for early access, which is only $3 a month. It's a really great deal, and it helps us create better, higher quality content that gets you guys in on the loop a whole week early.
Wow! I'm gonna go sign up right now!
You do that, little Johnny. You do that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Sync.
Hello, everybody. I'm Viper.
I'm Meso.
I'm John.
I'm Ben.
And welcome to TTV Talks.
Yeah.
You nearly cut me off, you little fluffy.
Stop calling
Well, I mean,
that.
speaking of cutting things off, Viper started this. We always do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She just went 3, 2, 1. And we're like,
Oh, whoa,
okay.
whoa.
Whoa.
Efficiency.
A little rushing into that, huh?
Yep, let's cut out the
Well,
3.
I'm
Let's
nervous.
just do 2, 1, go.
2, 1, Pokemon Go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Best segue ever.
Such segues.
Zero to
wow.
segue real quick. So
No,
guys,
it's like,
I'm riding on
What
that
have you-
segue.
Dude,
What have you
it's
been
funny.
doing?
Speaking of segues,
I've been playing Pokemon Go.
I went to a park recently with 2 of my friends to go Pokemon hunting, and then we saw like a whole line of people on segways and those hoverboards just kind of like following each other going around the park looking for
Wow.
Pokemon.
dude,
It
I'm
was the
telling
greatest thing.
you, the hoverboards are like the quote-unquote hoverboards. Those are probably the best thing to hunt Pokemon on. My friend is a skateboard, which is like cool, but he has to still be active, you know? But like a hoverboard, you just kind of have to lean like back and
No,
forth.
I like skateboards.
They're nifty.
You're really nifty.
Your
I
face
want
is
to learn how to
empty.
skateboard.
Maybe I should try rollerblades.
Maybe.
I want to ride a skateboard so I can hang out with the cool people.
Oh no.
All the cool skateboarding people.
Do they even
Yeah.
still exist? The
Yeah.
skateboarding crowds.
I mean, like, they exist somewhere. I don't know if they exist, like,
They're
all over
so
the place.
dang brave
No,
for
I know.
falling flat on their faces nearly every single day they do skateboarding.
Hmm.
It's admirable because I'm a massive coward.
You know what's
I
also
can't
admirable?
I can't
I'm
even
sorry.
get
All
up
right, go
into
on.
the attic from a ladder without freaking out by being 6 feet off the ground. I'm like, I'm gonna die! And my mum's like, you're not gonna die, just get up the attic. I'm like,
Wow.
I'm gonna die! Anyways, what's admirable, Kahi?
I was saying what's admirable is how many levels you have in Pokemon Go. Where are you guys?
5.
I'm sick. Because I only managed to get it to work, like, not that long ago.
I'm like level
I'm as
10,
green-
I think.
I'm as green as grass.
I am
I'm level 5.
17.
You're
Oh,
insane.
Nice. Yeah, you're crazy.
All right, this is
I feel like
it's
we
become-
just talked about Pokemon, but now we're back again because people have actually played it. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, the thing is that, like, Pokemon recently became, like, a legitimate cultural phenomenon. Like, outside right now, I'm looking out my window, I can see people walking up and down the street with, like, their
Yep,
phones out
yep.
with Pokemon Go. It's
All
like,
right.
taking
it's
over my
crazy.
area.
Alright, so it's the first time I went out for Pokemon Go, my first Pokemon hunt outside my house, alright? So I went uptown, and I'm walking up there, my phone in my hand, and I see adjacent to me a dude about the same age as me doing the exact same thing. And it's like
Nice.
something off a romantic comedy movie. And it was like, oh, hi there! And it's just, we crossed paths,
So,
like,
you
hi.
Pokemon going?
Man, yeah.
No, and
It's
then there's
taken over
like,
the
there's
world.
even like older people playing it. There was like this lady at like with a
Yeah.
with a dog, and I'm like, she's got a cigarette while she's capturing like an Eevee or something. I'm like, whoa!
Look at all
Even
these
Some
the
of my,
older
some of
generation
my friends'
playing
moms
it.
are really into it, you know?
Yeah, it's awesome. It makes me so happy to live in this day and age.
It's pretty cool that Pokemon Go is like unifying all these people and then also causing gang wars at the same time. Like what a time to be alive, you know? It's crazy.
I mean,
Like,
yeah. you wanna look at it
legitimately,
like that.
I went on campus and like a bunch of guys were like sitting around the area And I was like, there's a gym here. Hey, you guys playing Pokemon Go? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, Valor. And there was half of the group was Valor, half of them was Instinct. And we're like,
Oh,
all right,
no.
we gotta go. We gotta go at it. And we battled for that gym for quite a while. It was a very tough battle. And the gym system is really kind of complex, kind of interesting in how it works. I wouldn't have I thought they would do individual battles with each other, which I think is a cool feature they should definitely work on implementing sometime soon.
I've yet to go to a gym. I can't handle.
I don't think I really like the gym system all too much.
I'm not on anyone's team, so I'm kind of
Team Mystic.
staying away from the.
Here's the thing about the gym system is they make it they made the battle, the way you battle someone, a more of a actual game when you're swiping left and right and you're tapping really hard.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. And here's why. Pokemon is one of those games that should be perfect for person-to-person battles, right? You think about it because the thing in the game is that you have the lag and you have and if you're playing this game against someone else, there's going to be lag. There's going to be stuff that's going to annoy you. But with the original Pokemon battle system, you just press a button and it sends that attack to someone else. You could legitimately do that over the course of several days, or you could send an invite to someone to battle and then you could just battle right then. Or
Truth.
So I feel like that's a great social aspect of Pokemon that would make the game way easier for people to battle, and they for whatever reason decided to go with this swiping and tapping game instead.
Yeah, it sounds
not
like
a fan
Tinder
of it.
from that description.
Pretty
That goes to
disappointed
show you
in
I
that.
didn't even know that much about it because I didn't know that was a thing.
No, they
I
don't
haven't
even
been to a
show you
gym
how to
yet.
battle. You kind of have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah,
they don't do that for a lot of the stuff in this game.
Yeah, I didn't know how you put the eggs, where the eggs were. I went to a Pokestop, got 2 eggs, and I was like, wait, where are my eggs? So I spent the entire time looking for eggs. I was like, but I'm not going to be able to hatch them. I walked all the way back to my house. I looked at my Pokemon and saw the side, and it said eggs. And I'm like, I wish I saw that.
I didn't know what the footstep icons meant on the Pokemon
walked
menu.
half a mile back to my house.
I also
And then
didn't know for the
realised,
longest
I'm
time
dang it.
that turning your character around will set off a little indicator on the bottom right. Say if you're trying to follow a single Pokemon, it shows you the steps and that indicates how close you are to them. Apparently, if you kind of spin your character around, that bar will blink if you are looking in the right direction.
According to John, that's a myth, but it seems like that's how it is to me too.
I've heard it's a myth. I've read that it is a myth and it doesn't always work correctly. And it's never worked for me. It
definitely doesn't work correctly because I was trying to follow a Magmar for freaking 15 minutes.
Right, exactly.
But
I don't know what the green means, honestly. I just know it doesn't mean that the Pokemon is there because if it does, it's really stupid and it's never worked. Ever.
Are they the leave motions?
But okay, I have
No, it's when you select a Pokemon from the map on the bottom right, and you click on one. Apparently, when you're facing the direction of the Pokemon, that little bar will blink green.
Oh,
But that's
I
not
think
how
I know
it
what you're
works.
talking
Apparently,
about.
Yeah, it's
nobody really knows.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I have a funny story, Viper, because you were talking about eggs, and there's a thing where I was at a train station recently. There's a train station here, and the train station is across from this restaurant. At this restaurant, if you stand in one spot, you can get 4 Pokestops just from standing at that one spot. It's a very, very popular spot on my
It's
town.
insanity.
People will go and
That's not spamming.
they will lure.
That's not spammy.
Yeah, basically, they will lure all 4 of them, and then we'll get incense and lucky eggs, and we'll all catch new Pokemon and evolve all the ones we have while we're there.
That's absurd
it's
to me. That's so
that's
cool.
I've gone up, I went up one time about 6 levels in 2 nights. Because I just did that. I used all
That's
my lucky eggs.
ridiculous. The coolest thing I have in my area is a square route that you can walk in that has 4 Pokestops. It's just a circuit you do over and over.
Well, since I live
that's
near
insanity.
San Francisco, the city has so many stops. So again, I went driving to Golden Gate Park with my friends. And that's where we saw the Segway team, and there were so many stops in the middle of the park, just in the middle of the woodland area too. You just random tree. Oh yeah, there's a stop there. And then when you go into the city, almost every store is a stop, and it was crazy. I got a lot of stuff over there.
Right. Well,
I
the
love
thing about this game is that like it's got you back into that old, way before the internet and way before like everything was put online and tutorials were like, you know, they held your hand and did everything. Back in the old days, you went to your friend's house and they told you secrets about the game.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hey, did you know if there's a secret Zelda room, you know, and this, it's like, you know, that was all like rumor passed around. And I feel like this game has really captured that again because no one really knows how to play this game. And so like you can go and you meet other people and they tell you stuff like
Yeah.
well, one thing
It's like
I came
word of
across,
mouth.
I was telling someone about how to do eggs, and also the Eevee trick, how to get through Eevees to evolve into what you want them to. Where you
Heard that
name
get
them like
passed around,
Sparky,
too.
Rainer, or Pyro. That's one of the rumors that's actually true, by the way. There's like a different. They said that it was going to be like your secondary attack or whatever, and it wasn't. Anyhow. I told someone I was there at the thing, and there's a guy who's he's much lower level. He's like level 4, level 5 or something. And he was talking to me about eggs. And he's like, I don't know how to hatch eggs. And I said, well, here's what you do. You know, you tap on a button, you swipe to the right, you know, like what Wi-Fi was talking about. And there you have your eggs.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, hold up, man. I kind of lost you there. And so I literally said, I was like talking to him. I was like, oh, do you need me to repeat that? And as I did, I realized I am an NPC. That was my thing. I was giving him a tutorial in the game on how to swipe his eggs. And like literally, whenever I meet these people, I realize how accurate that game is. Cause you think about like you ever go to the train station and you're like, why are there's the same people here in this train station? They're not even going anywhere. They're just sitting around here. Why would they? It's like such a stupid thing. And I go to the train station and I meet the usual people because we're all there because all these 4 stops are around there. These people aren't going on the train. They're just sitting around. And we just go and we're like,
amazing.
hey, you know, what level are you? What Pokemon have you caught? And then people come and they'll give you tips. They'll be like, hey, if you're level 20, wait until you're level 20 to do this. And
They've
wait
replicated
until-
the in-game
Yeah,
environment in
right,
the real
it's like-
world.
That's
they
really funny.
Pokemon is so accurate to like real life. I didn't realize how much NPC the real life was.
That's why I like it so much. It's like Pokemon Go as a game is only okay. It's pretty bare bones.
Yeah,
but
it's an okay game.
as a social phenomenon, it has taken off in
It's taking the world by
ways.
storm, dude. This game's
It's
been a
crazy.
game changer.
So much to the
And it's
point
not
where
even
even though the
perfected yet.
actual gameplay is only okay, I'm actually having more fun playing it than I have recent Pokemon entries because it's
Right.
so unique. It's like
You meet so many people because you have a conversation starter. You say, hey, are you playing Pokemon Go? And you're like, yeah. And they can be like, okay, what have you caught? What level are you? You know, what's your highest level Pokemon?
What's
and then
your
like,
team?
right. I've met,
How's
like,
your
we have a group of people in my town that are we add people. We have a Team Valor group, and then we have like a general Pokemon group that posts stuff, and then we have like chats, all these different chats for different people playing the game. And so it's been really fun to have people be like, hey, I just caught a Magikarp over here. Like we have a lake area, and so there was recently people figured out that if you went to a certain area of the lake, you can basically farm Magikarps, and people have been doing that like long to get who's it?
Oh, there's
Guy?
a lake nearby me.
What's his name? I actually
Gyarados.
forget. Gyarados. I honestly know about Pokemon a lot, but not all the names of all the actual Pokemon. I haven't played that far into any of the games. So
Fair
this
enough.
is the most I know about all these evolutions and these monsters right now is that. And Rattatas.
I don't know much about the original Pokemon, like the first series or whatnot. I only know
Gen
mainly
1.
about Hoenn and Sinnoh, generations 3 and 4. So like this is kind of new
Yeah,
for me too.
I started on the I played my first Pokemon game was Ruby. The Kanto, but I didn't get fully into it until the Sinnoh region.
Ruby wasn't the Kanto.
Ruby was Hoenn, brah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Filthy
sorry.
casual.
This is
Hoenn.
Kanto. Pokemon Go.
Well, I definitely know the Sinnoh region because I played
Yeah.
it more and
Get hype.
understand it more. I
Is
didn't
it-
actually make it to the end of the Hoenn region, so
I mean, is it really Kanto Pokemon Go? It's more like our world, basically.
Yeah, but like it has the Kanto.
Yeah, but it has all
Pokemon.
the Kanto Pokemon.
I think they're just going to add more generations in. I think
I
they did a
really
really
hope
smart
so.
move by
They would be fools
including
if they
the
did
original
not.
ones. Though. Like the original Pokemon, that was a really smart move in making that all happen.
I'm
Definitely.
going to
for
evolve
nostalgia
my
reasons.
Weedle right now.
Good stuff.
Man, people need to learn
I
to
just-
adapt. Get used to the newer Pokemon. Get their heads out of their butts. Stupid
Yeah.
G1ers.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite funny when you see like people's like this is the new water type Pokemon for the starter, and it's like the seal from Madagascar 3, and I'm like, that's quite funny actually. But you know,
No,
there was some
Squirtle's
stuff
the
like
only good
I-
one ever.
Pokemon 3.
I know
Yes. Execute. Acquired.
Playing it right
493.
now.
I'm literally playing it right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
playing it too.
491.
I know, like, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Ugh.
Rip. It'll come to you.
Yeah, it'll come to me when we finished the podcast.
So, from what I'm to understand, when you get higher levels, the Pokestops start giving out better items and whatnot.
I
Yes,
believe so,
way better
yeah.
items.
Pokeballs and the like.
You
But
get
can
Ultra
you get, like,
Balls.
incense and stuff?
Yeah,
from
you can get
Pokestop?
Great
Can
Balls, Ultra Balls, all those kind of Pokeballs.
I've gotten one lucky egg from one. I've got those 10-kilometer eggs are really good.
Can you get incense from a Pokestop?
I have gotten incense from a
Yeah,
Pokestop.
yeah, you can.
Okay, cool.
It's obviously it's a lot rare.
I'm
it's
playing
not like
this
something
game
that's
with the
gonna, like-
objective to not spend any money, and I don't think I'll succeed. I think one day I'll break down and just do something. But
No, I've spent money in this game, and I don't mind. Usually, I sometimes mind if I spend too much money on a game, but for this game specifically, it's a new thing that me and my friends do, like every other night now, where we'll be like, hey, you wanna, like, we'll go in a car, we'll hang out, and we'll grab Pokemon. We'll drive around, we'll search for stuff, and the amount of fun I've had playing this game has been more than, like, several, I mean, it's not just, like, just a 6-hour game. I played it, like, almost every night. I've met so many new people. I'm okay with spending some money with this. It's like, I would spend $10 in a movie. That's like 2 hours, you know, and
Yeah.
this has lasted me way longer, and it's a very social thing. I have no problem buying that.
I don't have a problem with it on like a fundamental moral level. I'm just trying not to do it until like I break
Yeah,
down and
I
inevitably
mean, like,
do it.
I pay to go, like, bowling, you know, I pay to play airsoft or paintball or, like, laser
Yeah.
tag and all this other stuff. So it's just another game that's social.
Quite right.
Yeah, I'm really happy right now because I went out and I caught enough Pidgeys to get to evolve my Pidgeotto to a Pidgeot.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and
These are
I've
the
forgotten
meteor-
how cool the Pidgeot looks with its flowing, majestic flame hair.
How,
Yeah.
I can't wait to
how
kill
high
things
level is
with
your
it.
Pidgeot?
It's 290, so it's hardly nothing, but
I-
it's the most powerful one I have.
Last night I did the same thing. I went down to the area. I used my lucky egg. I got a lot of stuff. I just hatched a 832 Pidgeot. Kind of less what I was hoping for.
Wow.
But that's how, like, with this, the higher you go in level, the more higher level your Pokemon get. And right now that's the highest level Pidgeot I have. But I have so many Pidgeys. I legitimately have caught.
Yeah, I have about 3 Pidgeys in my inventory right now.
I think I've probably caught 120 Pidgeys.
Man.
And just farm them for, like, literally I just I grab all the Pidgeys because they only take like 12 candies. So that's like, that's 4 candies per Pidgey. You get 3 for catching one, you get 1 for trading. So you get 4. Well, that's 3 Pidgeys
Yeah.
is 1 evolution. And if you use the lucky egg, you get 500 points, or for experience from evolution, but it doubles, so it's 1,000 points. So if I catch, like last night I had about 30 Pidgeys. I had all these candies saved up, so I traded a lot of them back in, evolved a lot of them. I went up about 2 levels at the end of that.
Wow, you've become Meso
Yeah,
with this
pretty
game.
I
much.
really have.
I don't even know all
I've
the
been
tricks,
messing
like
with this
trading it in.
I've been trying to farm, but it's so hard because when I do find Pokemon, it's really not that often. But
Yeah.
I've been trying to farm Pidgeys, and that paid off because I got my Pidgeot. And I've been trying to farm Zubats because while I already have a Golbat, I'm
hate
trying to save up for
Zubats.
that inevitable Crobat I can get in the future.
Oh yeah, Crobat. When I always used to, because I missed the Pokemon TTV Talks last week, but like I would always get a Crobat.
And
I don't
Crobat's
know why.
so
They
great.
just was super cool. Yeah, and they always used to learn really trollish moves like Supersonic
Oh,
or
yeah.
Poison Fang, which would poison them, or
Really?
just small little status effects like that. Yeah, you can poison someone.
Yeah, I know. I was
Oh,
just
it
like, Poison
was
Fang will
sarcastic.
poison people. I was like, yeah, really?
Well, hey.
Wow.
I mean,
no need to be a butthead.
The poison dart one, the bug poison type move, never poisons anyone. If it does, you're a very unlucky person.
Yeah.
1,
my
6,
God.
Stop
7.
counting.
What are you doing?
This is a
I have
podcast.
21 Rattatas right now.
Oh wow, I hate Rattatas so much.
Rat-a-tat-tat,
And that's like after all the ones I
rat-a-tat-tat.
traded and evolved. I have so many Pidgeotos too because I just evolved the Pidgeys and the Pidgeotos. Is that how
Time
you
for a
say it?
noob question. What did you mean by trading in candy?
Well,
Like-
you don't trade in candy. You trade into Pokemon for candy. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
build
like
your-
transfers.
you click on your Pokemon in your Pokedex and you scroll all the way down, and it says transfer at the bottom, right?
Oh, okay.
So you transfer it, and it gives you 1 candy. What's BS, kind of, is that, like, the evolutions also trade in for 1 candy. So I have a Pidgey, I have a Pidgeot, and I have a,
And they're all worth the
Pidgeotto.
same.
they're all worth the same, which is pretty stupid because you would think that, you know, the Pidgeot
Yeah.
would be worth at least 3 Pidgeys, if not more, because it takes so many candy to evolve them. You don't get anything
Yeah.
back for them.
That's
game's
why
stupid.
I was slightly concerned because like I saw like the candies. I was like, please don't tell me like once I evolve the Pokemon I have to find that evolved Pokemon to give it more candy. And it was just like it was just the starter Pokemon. So if I've got a Pidgeot or a Pidgeotto, it'd be Candy. I don't freaking know how to pronounce it. Just, you know what I
Pidgeotto,
mean.
and Pidgeot.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, so
You're gonna play this game, you gotta learn to pronounce.
I am a Sinnoh beginner, so I'm sorry if I get
You're
some
a
of
filthy
the
casual.
freaking other ones wrong.
All of you.
Probably. But isn't half the people who play this game filthy casual?
Yes, and I hate you all.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited for what this game's done for Nintendo. For a while back, we were like, man, Nintendo's not really doing anything. Like, Nintendo's like kind of, it's
Nintendo kind of
gone downhill.
sucks,
Done
man.
for.
Vi was talking about yesterday. Pokemon Go made up, because we were like, Nintendo's so far behind Sony and Microsoft. Pokemon Go has literally made up for Nintendo the value of Sony.
Sony, yeah.
Not the PlayStation, mind you, not Sony games. Literally all of Sony, which means the TVs, the movies, like all the electronics they sell, the actual movies they produce, and the games that they make. It's made more than all of that in like 1 or 2 weeks. Literally, right now, it's Nintendo's values jumped by $8 billion. That is what Disney paid for both Marvel and Star Wars. So Pokemon Go in 1 week is worth both the entirety of the Marvel Universe and Star Wars combined. That's how much
Wow.
this game is like completely taking over everyone's lives. That's crazy.
It makes me happy seeing so much chaos come from Pokemon.
I mean,
It makes me
Nintendo is
happy
like
to see it in the
reaping in
modern
that
era.
dough.
Yeah, like, after Nintendo's been in dire straits for a good couple of years, they've been doing all sorts of crazy stuff that hasn't caught on with me, like Amiibo and all their gimmicky consoles, and like,
But Meso, what about Miitomo?
No, that
Oh
did
my
not catch
gosh.
on in me either. I'm really happy to see they actually have a genuine hit on their hands that actually is kind of cool.
It's taking the world by
it's good
storm,
stuff.
man.
Oh, man,
And it's not even
it's yet to
perfected
launch
yet, man, I
in some
swear.
countries. No, I mean, like, it's also a crazy thing, too. We give Nintendo such, like, leeway. You know, like, I was thinking the other day, like, sometimes your Nintendo 64 wouldn't work, and you would just be like, well, I'll just have to blow on it, and put it back in. And it's like, can you imagine if you put your Xbox game in, and, like, 50% of the time it didn't work? You'd be like, what is this? This is terrible. If it red ringed, like, every so often, you'd be like, Microsoft, you need to fix this right now.
Right.
But Nintendo just like, I'll just...
It is what
Well,
it is, yeah.
There you go.
Another thing that's kind of made me really happy about this game is that it's actually helped loads of people's mental health issues and got them outside to do exercise.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
LJ's actually been outside. I'm just kidding.
Nah, LJ
I've been
wouldn't
outside.
dare touch this
I
game.
know a lot of things I know Pokemon Go has caused a lot of, crime as well because people were holding onto their phones all the time.
A lot of crime is kind of pushing it. It
Well,
has
not a lot of
encouraged
crime.
people to be a
It
little
has
more unsafe.
encouraged people to steal phones and things like that. It's also encouraged violence when you go on someone's property or whatever. And some idiot in Pennsylvania got hit by a car because she wasn't paying attention. She blamed the game on it, which I think is completely your fault. You are warned
BS.
at the beginning of the game to watch your surroundings. There is even a visual aid to show you what happens if you're not paying attention. You'll be eaten by a Gyarados. So, okay? Right.
Yeah, so if you get eaten by a Gyarados, it's your freaking fault.
It is your fault. Pay attention to where you're going, you moron.
No, yeah, really, I hate that. It's like the whole violent video game controversy all over again.
Right.
Yeah, that annoys me too because movies have existed even longer, and because this new media of video games, I was like suspicious of it. Like, oh man, this world, this violence is coming. It's like violence has always existed. Like media influences life, and life
very
influences
dangerously close to
media, and
political.
both has violence in it. Like,
Yeah, but
It's
I
dumb.
think we can tackle this one. I don't think anyone's gonna be. I'm with you. I feel like the whole video games cause violence thing. That's mostly, it's mostly
over.
BS.
That's a load of
It's
poo-poo.
Like,
overblown. Yeah, it's
you know,
like
you hear music which talks about killing people.
Well, to
and
be fair,
stuff like that.
people say
And you
that
hear
music is
movies-
also a contributing factor in this too. I think a lot of things are just people, especially
Yeah, but people-
honestly parents,
Yeah.
sometimes don't want to take the blame for how their kid is raised and all the stuff they're doing, and sometimes it gets
Yeah, that's really how it is.
I mean,
honestly.
that being said, media does have influences on people. If you are a violent person, I don't think playing violent video games or listening to like music that glorifies violence is necessarily going to help you. I don't think you can blame that and say if I took this factor out, I wouldn't be the person I am today. You're still a very violent person, but at the same time, sure, it can empower you. It can make you be like, yes, I can go and do all these violent things because I've gotten used to not caring about the things anymore. But that's also like saying that like driving a car and drinking makes you prone to drunk driving because you do those two things so often.
Also, another thing, the other day I went into a GameStop, it's called Game here, but I went into the game and there was someone's grandma and this 9-year-old kid. This 9-year-old kid was picking up a Saints Row the Third game. I've got the game myself and I can tell you it's not appropriate for a 9-year-old. Okay?
Yeah.
And they, like, the game people behind the freaking counter know who it's for. I mean, it might be that 10% chance that the grandma actually wants the game in that case, but you don't have the right to question it. So when the grandma buys the game for him, they go out the store and she gives him the bag, okay? And then people say video games are bad. I'm like, actually, it's the parents' fault for giving the child an inappropriate piece of content. Yeah. Okay, that's
I know how
what
this started off with
for.
Pokemon Go, and now it's like TTV Talks about bad parenting. Like we come around full circle, but like, yeah, this is what it is.
It's like anything in the wrong hands is bad. Okay,
right.
Like I just want to say that it doesn't matter what it is. It can end up bad in the wrong hands.
In life, moderation is key. And that
like you get something as sweet and as innocent as Pokemon Go, and if you use it improperly, you can get hit by a car. That is just what you have to understand and take responsibility for yourself and be safe. That's one of the main things we want to say, is to just be safe when you play this game. That's the most important thing. Like, not getting that rare Vaporeon or whatever.
All right, Mom. Calm down. It's over now.
I'm just saying, we have quite a big
like
fan
I'm
base,
watching
so just want to give
PBS
the
right
heads
now.
up.
I feel like it's after school special.
After school special. Like PSA from Viper. Be safe while playing Pokemon Go.
Viper,
Brought to
I
you
can't
by
wait.
viewers like you.
I can't wait to meet you in person, Viper, so we can just rant all day together.
Also, there's been a massive heat wave in England, so drink plenty of water, guys.
Nice.
Don't get heat stroke, please.
Yeah.
I know. You well, I mean, you have a lot more money for that universal health care.
Universal hair care.
Hair care.
Hair care.
That's what we really need is universal hair care.
So you can be silky smooth.
That was the whole thing.
The UHC.
No, I mean, you have a lot more now since you're not with the European Union.
Hashtag Brexit. Okay, Pokemon.
You
know what Pokemon is about? Pokemon is really about this new augmented reality game. That is more prevalent than virtual reality, I feel, will ever be.
Pokemon
Brady
is
was talking
all
about
about
this on
religion.
on the RT podcast. Thanks, Ben, for derailing my thing. No, all right. So, I mean, people really like VR. People are saying that VR is going to be the next big thing. I can see that kind of, but I feel like AR is immediately becoming like much more of a phenomenon, or like an actual thing that people want to have in their daily lives. I don't think anyone's going to really go around with a VR console. They're going to save that for when they, relax or when they specifically do something that involves VR. But people will start using AR in real life.
Right.
And that's what Pokemon really is. It's this augmented reality game that is getting everyone to go outside and meet new people, and it's crazy how they did that. And it is legitimately only possible because of the Pokemon license. This game, if it was not Pokemon, it was not a Nintendo franchise, would never be as popular as it is right now.
Definitely.
Legitimate. Like, if it was anything else, Angry Birds, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Would not be as popular.
Digimon, yeah, nah, not gonna cut it. Sorry,
especially
LJ.
Digimon. Because Pokemon is like so nostalgic for so many people. That's what they get the game for. And then you go around, you do this. People that played the game before it launched said that people are going to be disappointed. They're like, it's not very good, and people aren't going to be there. And that's because they didn't have that social aspect. They're in the beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only person I know who actually plays Digimon is LJ.
And he doesn't even play, I don't think. There's no... What Digimon games are there?
They exist, but
yeah, they do exist, and the TV show.
I know the TV show exists, but that's all people talk about.
Digimon Go coming next year.
Like, oh yeah, Pokemon, these games are so fun. Yeah, well, Digimon's better. Why? Because the show.
I don't care.
TTV Talks about Pokemon versus Digimon. Let's do it.
it's like comparing Halo to COD. It don't
People
work.
do it. Well,
But anyway,
Alrighty.
I'm very happy with my Pokemon Go experience so far, even though I'm lagging behind all you guys. I finally got it to work for the first time recently, so I'm gonna try to keep that up and
You gotta
capitalize
wait.
on that.
There is a thing with this game where like you have to wait a while before you can do a lot of things. Like for me, you get a lucky egg when you're level 10, and that's when you can start leveling up a bunch if you don't buy a lucky egg beforehand. But like, I mean, I only just became able to battle gyms because there's so many people that are like high level now. You have to have a Pokemon that's over 1,000 to have a good chance at beating a gym.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, at this point in time in the game, so many people have leveled up so much that all the gyms have very high level Pokemon in it. And I remember at the beginning of the game, like, you could get gyms that had 300 Pokemon in it, 300 level. And as this game goes on, and as people level up more and more, the gyms all rise in level as well. So it's much harder to get a gym now than it was like a week ago. By the time this comes out on YouTube, it'll be even harder to get a gym. It'll be like a week from now, so.
Good luck.
But hey,
Yep.
gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch 'em all.
gotta Ash catch 'em all.
No.
Alright.
Good place to end, I think.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
play
speaking
Pokemon
of
Go
this
quick
end,
fair. We've gotta do it. Must happen. So thanks for listening, everybody. Go ahead and outro us, Viper.
So this was TTV Talks about Pokemon Go. I'm Viper,
I'm Meso.
I'm John.
I'm Ben.
and we will see you next week for whatever TTV Talks we have. You
Pokemon
got
Part
one?
3.
No.
Pokemon,
talks about
Pokemon
Pokemon
versus
Stop.
Digimon.
It's like a
Yeah.
week later, and the whole world's come to a stop. We're like, all right, guys. we need to
Pokemon
stop.
versus
We need to
Digimon.
stop.
Let's do it.
LJ's point of view.
LJ Vinnet, an impartial mediator.
Alright, see you later.
Bye.